Welcome to Seven Trumpets Prepper on this very cold and very crisp East Tennessee morning, and foggy, might I add that too. Guys, I want to tell you, never count on people. Never depend on people for nothing. Now this is not a rant video. This is literally an educational video. Hear me out. Back when Rona first started, I had a bunch of people just cancel. And it wasn't because they didn't want me to work for them, because for those know that I run off-grid contract and off-grid construction company. They had certain people that couldn't work because, their other contractors got canceled out because of Rona. Certain stipulations got put in place, blah, 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 and it just blocked me up getting to go out and work for them until later on and catch up. Something that happened last night reminded me of that, but I'll explain the timeline between it, the difference. I had a customer last night hit me up, and they're going to have to push their project back, and I got no hard feelings about that. We do what we can to take care of people. But I guess another contractor wasn't able to get their stuff done because they couldn't get a hold of them, and tried multiple days to get a hold of them, and it's running into my timeline now. And so now the project's going to have to be pushed back. The only bad thing that sucks for that situation is, even though it's local for me, it's going to have to probably be next year before I can get to them now, because we've ran out of windows. But the difference was last year when whenever Rona hit in 2020 or whatever, is that it about broke me. I had job after, I can't remember how many cancellations it was. It was 7 or 8 back to back. It was a bunch of them. I've never seen so many jobs canceled back to back, and it nearly broke me. A year later, after that bout broke me, I invested heavily in Forex. I invested heavily in cryptocurrency. I invested heavily in mining cryptocurrency. I took on helping at the tiny house factory every day that's not Sabbath and not when I'm in the field, as extra income. And you can see where I'm going with this. Just kept stacking. And now that's just a financial example. So when that cancellation happens, man, that sucks. But it's going to be all right. And if next month cancels too, hey, it's going to suck, but it'll be all right. But when you really come down to it, you can't count on people, because people will let you down. Just like that contractor ahead of me let that customer down that's holding me up now. You got people, whenever hard times come, they're going to let you down. They're going to go take the poke. They're going to bail out on you. They're going to sell you out. They're going to come to your door to kick it in and take a can of beans. You've really got to understand that the people factor that I've talked about for the past almost decade, I guess, you have got to understand that is as real as it gets. Because, the shopping buggy study, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but there was, I guess, a study done that showed that the shopping buggy was the simplest example of people having the conscientious ability to do the right thing and choose not to, and there would be no repercussions from not doing anything. See, for example, the other day I took this is a week or two ago, I took my wife to Target, and whenever we were in the parking lot there, this lady come out with a buggy, and she pushed it, and then she fought it to get it up on top of the median thing there where the grass is. She fought this buggy to get it up this hill, park it, and then leave it there. But yet, it would have took absolutely no effort at all just to push it a little further and put it in the cart return. But she wouldn't do it. She just wouldn't do it. She got in her car and left. And there the buggy sat out in the middle of the thing. That right there is what that guy was saying in a test, is that you can easily see that people given the opportunity to do right or wrong, they do right or wrong, because there's no repercussion, no ramifications if you do wrong. And I thought, man, that's powerful, because it really, really shakes out. And I was thinking about this morning after I woke up, because I texted that customer back and went to sleep last night, and then it hit me this morning. It's look at the difference that you made in your own life in a year, Luke, that it's you don't have to worry about that really no more. It's not a convenient, it puts you a little bit of an inconvenience, but it's not a life-changing thing. Last year was a life-changing thing. You've got to stop removing any impediments out of your life. I plan all the time for something to happen to my mom and dad, and they die on me. I don't want them to. I tell them every day I hug my mom and dad if I can and love them and tell them I love them. My wife, I tell her every day, multiple times a day I love her, but it's like if she left out of my life, it's like I've got to be able to go on. You've got to be able to go on. After surviving a divorce once, I planned for that ever since. I don't care, if I've married the rest of my life. That's wonderful. But I'm just saying you've got to prepare for everything, at least mentally. I know we all aren't rich. I know we can't just run out and buy a bunker and an armored vehicle and a ton of food and a ton of preps and water supplies and everything. You just can't do that. Most 90-something% people cannot go out and do that, okay? But we've got to start making mental preparations for things to go sideways. Because if you don't look out for yourself, nobody else is ever going to look out for you. You can't depend on other people. You can't. I mean, literally, I've had situations that I absolutely when you say people say don't put all your eggs in one basket. I used to put all my eggs in one basket. I did. Now I got eggs in a bunch of baskets. And eggs sitting somewhere that don't even have a basket yet. I tried to, and it's like, it's a good feeling. And I'm not saying that to brag, but my gosh, just like my own life. A year ago, I'm 36, guys. I got gray starting in my beard. All right, I'm 36, and it kills me that just a year ago, I was in that kind of mess myself. Now, like prepping-wise, the world falls apart. So, yeah, I can go in there and eat food for weeks or months and, this or that, and that's fine and all. But, where my shore up was, financial. You know what I'm saying? I had to get out of that paycheck to paycheck to paycheck mode. And my heart goes out to people because I see so many empathic, good-hearted people that constantly, they show up, they do what's right, they have every intention of doing the right thing, and stuff still blows up in their face. And my heart goes out to them people especially. And a lot of those people are people that love y'all and serve him, is because people will let you down. They will just absolutely let you down. Just like that guy not picking up the phone and answering my client that I'm about to go do work for. Just sucks. That guy, because, my customer hit me up. Same customer hit me up last night at almost 10 o'clock at night. Hit him right back with a text. It drives my wife nuts because I'm on call pretty much 24/6. If it ain't Sabbath, I'll pretty much answer the phone anytime you call for off-grid work, which customers love it, but it confounds my mind, the difference in people, just the absolute difference in people. But I'm telling you, one day down the road, if you, the womanist movement, feminism, I'm trying to spread that out so the algorithm don't pick it up, but the womanist movement that's out there, one thing they've always said is be a strong, independent woman. I'm a strong, independent woman. She's hundreds of dollars in debt, or thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars in debt, and one paycheck away from getting kicked out of her apartment, but she's doing great. And not trying to beat up on women. I'm just saying, if you look at a bunch of these people that push that womanist movement, their life's actually in shambles. But if that was actually that whole statement, though, you actually do need to be a strong, independent person. I think a woman belongs in a marriage, not out there kicking it on her own. And a man, I think, is a lot more stable with a helpmate. I mean, that's just pretty common sense facts. But nevertheless, everybody does need to be a strong, independent person. But if you're in a marriage, you need to be that independent person and bring that to a whole, that the man and the wife together and build something together. But I tell you what, everybody better start shoring it up and getting to be an independent individual as far as dealing with problems. Because I'm going to tell you what, in the years ahead, problems are going to mount. And they are going to especially mount for those that are going to refuse the Pope, that are going to refuse to bow down to Babylon. I guess the last thing I'll say here before I get to the tiny house land today, guys, or as I say, the Randy Jones Institution for Better Housing. That's what I tell Randy is. But anyway, as I was talking to a friend the other day, and a believer, and used to be a pastor in the Churchianity, And me and him were having a great conversation, and I was talking with my elder, and we were discussing the fact of, you know, all these things that are coming down the pipe. And I said, you know what would really make me happy, and is that I know it'll put everything in chaos, but one thing that would really make me happy is that when the Trump had started, absolutely dismantled the U.S. government. And I mean from top down, because then I'm just dealing with the average person. I'm not dealing with military and police and all this stuff that I know I cannot handle. All right, this is not, you know, everybody thinks they just gonna handle all that stuff. This is not The Punisher. This is not some fake action movie. All right, you cannot handle 20 people coming and kicking your door down all at one time. Sorry, guys. I know people that the cops have come and kicked the door down at 3 a.m, flashbanged them and hauled them off. All right, you ain't gonna win. All right, you ain't gonna win. I'm just telling you, and you especially ain't gonna win if an Abrams tank rolls up on your property and blows your house apart. Okay, so let's just all come back down to reality. All right, shall we? But I was telling him that I said I really hope that happens, because man, that's gonna level the playing field really fast. But guys, I just would say, by all means, in the atmosphere that we're living in right now, financially, spiritually, government-wise, I mean, you can't count on anybody. You need to definitely shore up yourself, because people are going to let you down. So as always, guys, till we see you again here at 7 Trumpets Prepper Channel, I hope Most High Yah Baruch can keep you, make his face shine upon you, show you favor, and give you shalom, my friends. And Yahushua name.